今天是2023年11月18日，美国德州时间早上7点。您现在看到的是来自 SpaceX 星舰结合助推段的第二次试射直播画面。今天的试射是由星舰25号原型舰与超载重助推段9号。
have the opportunity to top off the fuel or LOX if it's not fully loaded, and we might want to just take a few more minutes.
距离4月20日上一次试射已经过去了6个多月的时间，上一次的试射只维持了不到4分钟的时间，因为当时的星舰和助推段并没有按照计划完成分离，而且发射后也偏离了预定的航道。同时，当时应该原本起作用的安全引爆系统比预定的时间延迟了40多秒，才成功的引爆。这也让当时的地面工作人员捏了一把冷汗。同时，当时的地面设施由于星舰发射时产生的极大推力，也导致了大面积的损毁。
Next major event we're going to hear, hopefully, is the flight director go for launch at T-minus 30 seconds. As we're coming up on T-minus 1 minute, when we get to T-minus 40 seconds, we'll just
您现在看到的发射现场可以说是云雾缭绕，这主要是由于持续补充超低温的液态氧和液态甲烷导致的。OK， 马上就要开始发射了，让我们来看一下今天的试射会不会成功。有朋友问这个火箭是不是可以回收？今天试射的上层段星舰25以及助推器 B9 原本功能设计上都是可以回收的，但今天的试射这两段他们都不打算进行回收。
T-minus 30 seconds. Back to rapid recycle.
Back at Hawthorne, we're at T-minus 40 seconds.
现在不知道什么原因时间卡在了40秒。
Not heard anything over the countdown net as the team works both first and second stages. We're going to monitor the nets here for a minute. Got a little bit of an update. We're continuing to hold at T-minus 40 seconds. This is the normal hold point for Starship, as we talked earlier. Sounds like we're working just late pressurization on, I believe, the second stage. Team is working it. All the other systems are on hold right now at 40 seconds. We can hold here for about 15 minutes or so before we would run out of window for this morning. So right now they're working on filling pressure vessels, and ideally we'll be able to solve this and come back and release the clock at T-minus 40 seconds. We're going to continue to listen and monitor for another few minutes.
And it's worth mentioning here that don't go away. We are holding at T-minus 40 seconds, but once the teams have resolved and see the data that they want to see, the clock can restart straight away, and it'll start ticking down from T-minus 40 again, all towards liftoff.
Yeah, exactly. Now, while we do have the ability to hold for up to 30 minutes, we only have a 20-minute launch window, so don't go away, don't change the channel, and just like Shiva said, we can restart that clock, and there it is.
And there it goes.
倒计时时间开始了。
Clock is rolling. T-minus 30 seconds.
30秒。 20秒，要准备发射了。
T minus 15. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
哇，点火！
We have liftoff.
火箭开始爬升，但好像有一点偏移。不过还好，感觉逐渐调整回来了。左下方的图片显示，所有引擎发动机都在正常运转。52秒的时间，火箭将迎来它的最大压力点。
33 Raptor engines powering the first stage.
Power and telemetry nominal.
We've heard power and telemetry nominal call out. We're heading down.
哇，现在已经过了最大压力点，代表火箭已经过了它自身承受的最大压力的时间。接下来我们就要看2分39秒，助推器部分能不能正常熄火关闭引擎。
And that call out tells us Starship is through the period of greatest stress on the way to space. Now, the next major event is hot staging in just over 90 seconds from now. To get ready, the booster will shut down all but 3
目
of
前
the
来看
Raptor
非常
engines.
顺利，
Clamps
所
holding
有
the 2
的
stages
引
together
擎
will
都在
release,
正常的
and the
运转。
Starship's second stage will ignite its engines. Starship will then separate from the Super Heavy booster and head to space. And at the same time, the 3 engines that are still firing on Super Heavy will flip the booster around. 10 more engines will ignite for the boost back burn, putting the first stage on path for a splashdown in the Gulf of Mexico. Engine power continues to look nominal on 33 Raptor engines. We're about to shut down the first stage and perform staging. Let's watch and listen.
哇，2分39秒，要关闭引擎了，但是它会留下最中间的3具引擎。成功关闭了，要开始进行热分离了。 哇哦哦，成功分离了。这样助推段就要进行返回了，上层段的星舰还要继续的向东飞行。看一下助推段的回推点火，到这里可以说试射已经超过了上一次了，上一次并没有完成分离操作就出现问题了。 哇，这是提前解体了吧？按照要求，它应该会在3分47秒的时候，助推器会进行回推的熄火。
And we just heard there, ship avionics, power and telemetry nominal. All 6 engines are lit, as you can see from the GUI there at the bottom right-hand side of your screen.
好，再来看一下星舰。 右下角的数据是星舰的数据，目前来看都是正常的。助推器部分显然并没有完成全部的程序。他们本来就预测助推段热分离的时候会受到损毁，所以还在助推器的上面加装了一个合金的保护装置。 根据目前的情况来看，应该是全部都损毁掉了。现在主要就是来看一下星舰的飞行情况。按照预先的设计，星舰部分会在8分33秒开始关闭引擎，然后跨越大西洋、印度洋，最终降落在太平洋的指定区域，
familiar terminology there. So far, today has been incredibly successful, even with the RUD of the Super Heavy booster. This is amazing.
Primary objective of the booster today, to get to hot staging, to get ship on its way to orbit. It did that admirably.
Yeah, we definitely asked.
Starship trajectory nominal.
All right, great news there. That trajectory for ship
Acquisition
is
of
nominal.
signal, Cape Canaveral.
Once again, Starship's second stage is firing those engines. And as you just heard, everything's looking good. Now, for the ship, we wanted it to survive hot staging, which, as you can see there by that little dot on your screen, it did.
这次的星舰不会回收，它会以非常大的力量冲撞在夏威夷的外海。
Demonstrating controlled ascent, which is what it's doing right now, and eventually orbital insertion. We are hoping to basically send this around the Earth, and if it makes it this far, splash down in the Pacific Ocean, a couple hundred miles north of Hawaii. Now, if we get that far, like all of that sounds great. Secondary objectives for ship, again, continuing to gather engine data and about its health, performance.
Nominal ship chamber pressures.
Great news there. That tells us that the chamber pressures inside of the Starship, again, that's that small dot on your screen, basically the propellant pressures in the ship are looking good.
Yeah, the bottom right corner of your screen, you can see essentially a user interface showing us which engines are lit. So the 3 center sea level Raptor engines on ship are gimbaling engines. The 3 outer engines in the triangle, the larger ones, are Raptor vacuum engines. All of them continuing to fire nominally. So they're at the pressures that we expect to try to get into our target trajectory today.
Yeah.
And we're not targeting orbit today. We're targeting almost orbit today. That's very intentional as part of the mission design. The goal is to get to a thrust profile similar to what we would need for orbit, but also to get to the energy levels that the ship would need to dissipate for re-entry. And so we're actually going in a suborbital trajectory today, but that trajectory will get us to the energy levels that we need at re-entry, where we can really stress that heat shield and get valuable data on re-entry. And those calls that we are still on a nominal trajectory here and seeing nominal pressures means that we have a really good shot of hitting our target orbit.
Yeah. Now, if the booster had survived, we would be around the time where it would be getting ready to land, performing its re-entry, but it unfortunately did not survive. That being said,
时间快到
that's
8
okay.
分
It
33秒了。
survived several seconds after hot staging, so we're going to take that data and improve the hot staging sequence and probably improve the hardware itself for the next flight.
咦，看样子是提前关闭引擎了，其他的数据也没有变化了。目前还不知道原因啊。
They're standing by for a call out here. Coming up on the projected time that ship would shut down its engines.
现在现场又出现了欢呼声，因为现在是预计要关闭引擎的时间。画面给到了 Elon Musk， 他并不是在德州的发射现场，而是在加州的 SpaceX 总部的现场。
Everyone is super exciting. What a successful day this has been so far.
我们看到最新传来的讯息啊，目前星舰正处在所谓的信号盲区。
And I mean, up to this point, major successful milestones through hot staging, which was the big objective today. So we are going to head into the coast phase planned for the next about hour and 5 minutes. We'll be returning around the T+1 hour and 15-minute mark. And that's while we're waiting for Starship to continue on to its next step for reentry. We're not totally sure what video we're going to get, and that video comes normally by overflying ground stations, but we don't have a ton along our flight path. So fingers crossed that we will get some via Starlink on this mission since we're testing that out.
现在他们现场的主持人在讲，他们不一定还会收到星舰传回的信号了，因为飞行会跨越大半个地球。
John Innsbrucker back here in Hawthorne at our webcast desk. We have lost the data from the second stage. We had heard a call out that we were internal guidance, which means we were getting near the end of the approximately 6-minute burn of Starship. But we haven't gotten any more data since then. So we think we may have lost the second stage. So we would not be into coast phase. We wouldn't be able to come back in an hour or so and possibly get ready for reentry.
现在主持人在说，他们一直接收不到星舰的信号，应该极有可能已经失去了星舰。
We got the hot staging, you know, the thing that we really wanted to see and impressed. We saw the separation, we saw the flip maneuver, we saw the light up of the 6 Raptor engines on Starship, and it headed away. Everything really looked good. But what we do believe right now is that the automated flight termination system on second stage appears to have triggered very late in the burn as we were headed downrange out over the Gulf of Mexico. But the real topping on the cake today, that successful liftoff, Kate, Shiva, the hot staging is just beautiful. Exactly what we were looking for.
Yeah, ultimately, honestly, such an incredibly successful day. Even though we did have a RUD or a rapid unscheduled disassembly of both the Super Heavy booster and the ship, that's great. We got so much data, and that will all help us to improve for our next flight.
Of course, and that's why we flight test, and you can bet that there's going to be more to come. So we really do want to thank you all for joining us. Of course, we want to thank the people of Cameron County. We want to thank all the federal agencies.
OK， 前方说他们的直播可能要结束了。星舰项目是 SpaceX 从2018年11月正式命名的，到今天整整5年的时间，可以说发展速度是非常快的。最初是作为火星移民计划的一部分，未来它会取代猎鹰9号和猎鹰重型火箭，承担建设星链的工作。同时 SpaceX 计划将星舰未来用作加油舰，为其他星舰在太空进行燃料的补充，同时也是 NASA 的阿尔特弥斯计划的一部分。未来它将承载将人类重新送到月球，以及未来登陆火星的任务。那么接下来我们只能等待 SpaceX 官方发布的消息了，来评论这次测试的成果。非常感谢大家的收看，拜拜。